This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this regular meeting of the Vader City Council. It is Thursday, May 13th, 2021. The time is 6:02 p.m. Roll call.
Donna Rogers. Here. Jason Daly.
Present.
Randy Hall.
Here.
Mike Parsons.
Here.
Samantha Lovely. Here. And Mayor.
Here. All in attendance. Pledge of allegiance. Mr. Parsons, would you do the honors, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mayor's report, wastewater treatment plant construction update. Everything is full speed ahead. The equipment should be arriving and demolition starting towards the end of this month and definitely into the beginning of June. So we can be on the lookout for equipment coming up and down the roads, and here we go.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wastewater treatment plant funding update. So here's what happened. So we were having a conference call with ecology and the state regarding that new $1.875 million we got on the state budget, the allocation. And ecology said, wow, we're going to need to reconsider Vader's hardship status, which is what we based your ecology package on, the grant and the forgivable principal and the loan that we already agreed to and we signed a few weeks ago. So we're going to reevaluate that, and the terms of that deal could change. And so on that call, I was not very happy about that prospect, and I let them know that. And so just this week, I heard back from ecology. They are going to modify it, and they're going to remove the loan.
It's going to be for our benefit. Oh,
Yes.
Yes, so they have me all worked up for apparently no reason at all. But yes, it's this. All the numbers are going to stay the same. We're going to have the same grant and the same forgivable principal, which we can spend without actually accumulating any loan. And during the original agreement, we were going to have to accumulate forgivable principal and loan at the same rate. So for every dollar you put on one, you put $1 on the other one. And at the end of the whole process, the forgivable principal would be swept away, and all that would be left is loan. We're not going to need the loan anymore, and they say we can still bill the forgivable principal without loan at all. Wow. And we can bill the $2.5 million ecology grant first, the 1.85 million state funds first, and then the community development block grant for $750,000 next, and then we can bill the forgivable principal last, meaning we have $6.8 million to spend, and the Roglins bid was $5.3 million. So.
Yay!
Thank you.
So
a chance for them to say it's going to cost me more, blah, blah, blah.
There's always a chance they'll change their mind. I don't know if they'll.
We talked about the resin thing. I was a little bit concerned.
Oh, so you're talking about Roglins, the construction company, and the increase to cost? It's possible we'll see other cost increases. You know, we've already seen roughly $40,000 in cost increases because of the
Everything's going up.
everything's going up, right? And you know, a lot of the plastics and things like that, the supplies came out of Texas. You remember earlier this year, Texas had that deep freeze, and so a lot of the plastics that are petroleum based are being affected, and so that's where those price increases come from. But like I said, we had about $1.5 million more than what the bid was, so I sure hope that we don't have overruns in
I think we should
amount of
pave
$1.5 million.
all roads going to the sewer system, which would be all roads.
Oh, hey, that's a great way to include it to the sewer thing.
You know, all street, because I can get to it from my house,
No, well,
and you could get to it from your house. and-
you're stretching that a little bit too far, but
Hey, I'm just
you know,
throwing it out there.
I know it's that's great. You know, like the whole Main Street, like from City Hall or from the city shop.
Yeah.
Maybe pave all the way to the.
Is the company aware?
I'm just I'm just thinking outside the box because you mentioned it.
Well,
That's a
before
great
we-
idea.
I think
Start
Joe's
trying to
talking about
spend-
paying
right,
for it.
before we start trying to spend the
Take
extra
4 minute
money.
breather.
Yeah, before we start spending the extra money, let's just worry about,
Yeah.
getting the- let's get the first shovel in the ground and start writing some free checks.
Let's get the project
Yeah.
done.
It is possible, it was a thought that I had. If you remember, we had gotten community development block grants a while ago for stormwater infiltration into the wastewater system. And that project didn't utilize all those monies, and we were able to reallocate those to another wastewater related project, which is how we paid for people's side sewers to get replaced. So I know it is possible that you can reallocate within the same realm of the utility monies. So, but I haven't even talked to anybody about that yet. So
Do you have an idea when it's going to be finished?
the wastewater
I
plant,
mean, like when we can add more sewer.
I think they said the bones.
No, when when it will be
Undone.
complete.
it will be largely complete by the fall.
So still on that same track for
Yep.
fall.
Yeah, Civil West says there's still going to be a handful of things left, you know, paint on the building, maybe some,
Yeah,
the road
will be
improvements
up
that
and
are going to be
running,
down there, a
and
few
then
things,
they get more permits to build.
but yeah, both of the plant itself should be fully operational, both ponds back online with the new building by the fall. That's the goal.
Good deal.
Randy, you had a question? You were talking about.
There's a company aware of financial situation.
I haven't told them how much money we have.
I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
they don't-
It's on the
they don't-
state,
Yeah.
it's on the state.
We got more money? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm not calling them.
yeah. If they need more money,
I'm concerned about.
hey, if they need more money, trust me, they will let us know that they need more money because it's.
Well, you may not need it, still ask for it.
Well, we'll see. We're already,
We don't want to
That's
let
my
them know
concern.
that there's money.
well, we've already kind of put them on notice about some things. For instance, one of the increased costs, you know, on that building that we're building down there is going to have a garage door. And the cost of the garage door was going to be $500 more. And they were saying it was related to the weather event. And so we were pushing back against that, saying, why is this garage door why is the $3,000 garage door going to be $500 more? Because of the weather? So, anyway, we've already put them on notice that they can't just ask for everything.
Because of the rain.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the funding update. No loans needed is what we're betting on right now. So all good news.
So sewer rate will-
Go ahead.
Sewer rates probably won't go up, I hope.
Right, yeah, we'll have to take a look at that, do another cost analysis, and but yeah, at this point in time, we're not seeing increased costs.
Okay. So is there going to be any increased cost because of doing maintenance on the new building?
There-
keeping that up and.
There were some talk that there could be ongoing costs, just the regular operations and maintenance could be increased going forward, but I think our rates are probably high enough to already cover that, because we already built into higher rates some of the increases for the loan, the anticipated loan that we don't need. So with this new information and no loans,
And then the new hookups.
Yeah.
and the new hookups with the new folks coming into town, yeah, we're gonna have to run all those numbers, and then
Maybe lower the rate.
you know, it's possible when we go do the budget this next year and take a look at it. You know, we'll see what type of surplus we have. So, too soon to say right now. We haven't done that yet.
We never, it might happen.
All right, moving on. Item number 3, Park Board meeting is on May 19th. They should have more information on the RCO Park grant for Warden Park. Everything's still on board to have that $400,000 park put in this summer. We're still waiting for the contract from them, but there's been no showstoppers.
Is it still not confirmed?
So it's on the 2022 state budget, which starts July of 2021, the way that thing works. So the funding doesn't become available until July of this year. So that's the way the budgets work.
Yeah.
And so the funding, we won't be able to start billing it until July, but all the contracts and stuff should be showing up in the next month or so. And so that come July 1st, we can get cracking on this.
And are they planning on doing the jail work at the same time?
The jail work's gonna be separate. We're gonna take care of that ourselves.
It's a city thing.
But is it the same time frame? So when
We'll-
it's all a mess, it's all
It's
a mess?
this year.
I wanted to get it done before that, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen before that. And then along those lines, we did find another possible source of grant funding for the jail, a $50,000 grant that we're applying for now, and then we would find out about that in July. And we could take that and put that also with the funding that we budgeted, and then really have a great project.
Yeah,
So,
really good phrase.
oh,
Oh, no, I was just saying that, actually, I did really good.
so there is a grant out there possibly for the jail.
Yeah, so it's T-Mobile, T-Mobile, the phone company, they have this, they partner with some type of organization, and it's a hometown grants of some kind. And you put together a neat presentation that talks about your need, and the jail really, and the history of it, and really fits into kind of that hometown feel of what this grant's about. And you can ask for up to $50,000, which is what we're going to ask for.
Yeah, well, I looked on the, can't say exactly what it was, the historical site, and I got on there, and you know how you just get scrolling, and you see stuff here, there, and everywhere, but there are a lot of grants out there for historical buildings. So,
Yeah, and this one's great because you don't have to prove the historical nature, which I know has been an issue over the years with the jail. So,
well, it's an issue because people have mistakenly made an issue out of it.
It got moved, right? It's been moved?
Yeah, it will never ever be on the historical register. We are in the,
Oh, because it moved.
yeah, what do they call
What
it?
is it, from like the
Inventory.
corner to the
We
middle?
are in the state's historical inventory, and we will probably always be there.
Hey, Don,
But-
you know where it was originally? Like, it's on the
Just a
same
little-
property.
the Same property, and I think it was a little farther back
In the
maybe,
corner.
and I think they brought it forward, and then I don't know whatever happened to the tower, and I talked to Liz Hickler about it, and there's only a couple of pictures of that jail that's out and about where, the public knows about. But there aren't many more than that. And the one picture that I have that's in the book, I think, maybe not, but anyway, you just barely, it's so fuzzy and everything that you just barely see the tower that was on there. Have you seen that one, Jason?
like, there's snow and things like
I don't know
that.
what tower you're talking about.
Well, it used to have like some kind of tower on it at one time when they first built it. And then I think.
That was the hanging tower, right?
The lynching tower.
Could have been. I'm not sure what it was for. But yeah, so she has probably every ounce of history on that jail there is. And I know she is willing to come to the park board meeting and bring a lot of that history with her, because the man that took all of those things, I will say, in my opinion, he stole them. A lot of the stuff, the ball and chains, he took all the records of people that had been in jail. He took the jail doors. Those were replaced with some others, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, and he took some of the doorknobs, things like that were in it. He took it all. And he let Liv come down and photograph them, but he threatened her within an inch of her life that she couldn't tell anybody. And he said when he died, he had left instructions for his wife to destroy all of it. But he had the sheriff's badges.
Is he still alive?
No, he's dead.
Oh, so
Liz won't
is
even,
it all destroyed?
Liz won't even talk about it now. No, I can't get her to go find it. He could go to jail. He stole that
He's
stuff.
dead. He can't
Those
go
are
to jail.
historical. Yeah, but he should be able to give it back. We should have.
Jail for life.
Or his wife did.
Right.
Well, I think if the city
Anyway.
leaders at the time had have gone after him, I think they could have gone back because it was historical.
Sure.
So anyway, that's about all I know about it right now.
All right, next item is the planning committee meeting, and with the shoreline master plan public hearing is next week on May 20th.
And the park board meeting is on May 19th.
Is on May 19th, the Wednesday before that, yes. All right, council reports. Council members, do you have anything to report?
have a concern. I don't have a report. It's probably an elected official comment, but I have a concern with the fact that German Auto has water, right? Several years ago, we put in a septic system with a pump that pumps it to our sewer plant. Also, within this last few years, I've learned that they fill it up and then they plug it in and they send it all to our sewer plant. Are we charging them for that service? Or where are they putting their refuse?
We happen to have the expert and one of the experts in utility billing here on site. Is German Auto paying their bill yet? Since they're online now.
For
I have,
septic.
Stephanie just did all the billing, so I.
Okay. Yeah.
It just went out, so.
Okay.
I want us as a city to be on top
No,
of that.
sure, yeah, and we should be, because the way it works, correct me if I'm wrong, the county does the meter reads, and then we get the report from the county for the meter reads based on the water usage, and then from the water usage, then we base our sewer usage on that. And so it should be, German Auto should be on that list, and we should be able to base it. I didn't see the bills personally, so, but I can follow up and make sure, but they should be.
Something to keep our
Yeah.
our eyes on. So
Well, they use a different name now, right?
that was,
Yeah, but we can make sure that they're getting their bill, which they should be.
I noticed they redid all the signs. And
Oh, yeah, they're off and running, they're working now.
yep. We
For
spent
all these years, they're
thousands and
actually,
Thousands of dollars on that Atlas Road.
well, and I think we got county money, we got county,
Yep. It was
Oh,
like
nine
half and
funds.
half,
yeah,
yeah.
like $100,000 to put that line under the railroad tracks and stuff like that, so, something like that, so,
Yeah.
anyway. Okay,
I know
other,
that There's been some, and maybe when the sheriff comes up, there's been some motorcycle riding or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of it they're counting.
And somebody's been telling them what are they doing, and they get the finger and getting rude. It's down on
Okay.
Ninth, yeah. So
Hmm.
a lot of noise down there.
Well, that one lady said they were swerving, trying to get her, one of them. I don't know.
But it's been
I
like
haven't
3
seen
or 4
one since.
days since I've heard it.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. I wrote a response to it, but, telling them how sorry I was to hear that was going on, but the sheriff can't do anything about it unless they can get pictures.
I do some evenings I hear them go down, they like to go down my alley. I wait for them because I want to know who they are, but I can't wait long enough and
Yeah.
I'll lay back down and.
If I
find my
use
alley.
having the most problems with it, that's where there's been citizens having issues.
seems like a lot of,
By D Street.
yeah, seems like a lot of times, if we figure out who it is, and the sheriff's department can just go and have a conversation, usually that
I think
calms
so.
them down usually,
Yeah.
so. All right, well, maybe first, Mr. Fraser will have some information about that in a minute. Any other council reports? Okay, moving on to agenda approval. I do not have any additions.
We need to add Mr. Kemper.
We can add Commissioner Gary Stamper onto the special reports.
I'll make a motion that we approve the city agenda for 5/13/2021 and the addition of adding Gary Stamper to the special reports.
We have a motion by Mr. Daly to approve the city council meeting agenda with the addition of Gary Stamper on the special reports. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Ms. Lovelady. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Any opposed? Motion carries. Minutes approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve the city council meeting minutes on 4/22/2021 as written.
We have a motion by Mr. Daly to approve the city council meeting minutes from April 22nd, 2021. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Parsons. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Voucher approval. I don't know if all of you got a chance to talk to the clerks about the vouchers, why we have a December and a January on there again. It was found out that some of the 2021 charges, we actually paid those bills in December. And so they got billed against the 2020 budget when they should have been billed against the 2021 budget. Things, for example, like 2021 membership fees or insurance fees to our different agencies. Really, they should have been part of the 2021 budget, but the bill came in December. We could have checked and paid it in December and we billed against that budget. So, and that kind of messed with the end of the year 2020 budget because of that. So anyway, the voucher approvals, the vouchers that you've seen, it moves those things that should have been billed, paid for in January to January from December. So that's why you'll see those amendments. Hopefully that explains that.
Make a motion to approve the vouchers for extended December 2020, amended end of month, $100,766.01. Second amended January 2021, end of month, $50,736.62. April 2021, amended end of month, $49,870.17. And May 2021, first of month, $25,665.77.
We have a motion by Mr. Parsons to approve the vouchers as written. Do we have a second?
Okay, good.
Seconded by Ms. Lovelady. Discussion?
Did I just said that?
No,
Oh.
No, you have to say it, he can say it.
someone has to be on record for saying those numbers. Any other discussion?
Aye. Oh.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Special reports, Lewis County Sheriff's Department. Mr. Fraze is here tonight.
Mr. Freeze.
Good evening. The April Vader law enforcement reports, during the month of April, there were a total of 345 citizen contacts, a total of 21 service calls, 7 of which were when there was a dedicated deputy in the city limits of Vader, 22 traffic stops, resulting in 4 infractions, 0 felony arrests, and 2 misdemeanor arrests. To address the motorcycles, ATVs, that we're aware of it, we've heard about it. We unfortunately have yet to actually catch anyone in the act or find anyone that knows where we can go to actually speak with the people to try to prevent it. So it's something we're aware of. We just don't know where that source is at this point.
Okay.
So if anybody has any ideas on where, who the culprits may be, we'd be more than happy to try to nip it in the bud and catch them at home and just let them know what would happen and try to prevent them from continuing their lovely terrorization.
Sorry, I can't let any kids have any fun around here.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's overrated. Hey, I just want to thank you for your May Day presence, and I think everything went so smoothly on May Day.
Are you
Thank
the
you.
one that ordered the weather?
Yes,
I was
yes.
expecting rain.
I was cooking in the shack. I said hey to you, but I don't think you were busy. But yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay,
Right.
thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Commissioner Stamper.
Well, good evening, everyone, and good to be back. I know that I believe you've been hosting in-person meetings, and I've been having some, well, I have grandkids involved with fasting, so there you go. But anyway, a couple things there. First, on the May Day parade, I had a close family friend pass away, and the services were at 11 on Saturday, so I know that Commissioner Pollock was here, and so she had the Volkswagen and all the good stuff, so very much appreciated. And I heard it was phenomenal. I saw the pictures and all the crazy stuff that people do on Facebook and whatever else they do. So anyway, huge success, and I think it's really nice to actually have some what we call normalcy, right?
Normalcy.
And I know that Winlock's going to have a parade. We've got all our events going on, so it'll be nice to get out and see people. Probably not going to be exactly the same as we had in the past, but at least we can get out and see people. And right now the county's staying on top of the the vaccination thing, and I believe if you have any events or the city plans or churches or schools or whatever that may be, or I know you got a preschool, which is awesome. Contact the county and they will actually bring a mobile unit over to wherever this event is happening. So we're trying to get that information out. You know, we're not forcing anyone to vaccinate, but the option is there, so they can take a look at it. So we'll see how that, and if you need to, just contact the health department and they'll get hooked up with that. So with that,
Is that something that we could like just schedule maybe a day in town here and we can say, hey, you want to vaccinate?
Absolutely.
We can bring it here into town?
absolutely. The only thing they would like is at least have 10 people, 10 to 20 people potentially. They don't, you know, so. And all the vaccines are available. And I think what they've been trying to do is, and again, I don't know if I'm completely accurate here, but you know, they got the Johnson & Johnson out, which is just a one-shot deal. And so hopefully that is available. And I know they're going to take the Packwood Flea Market's coming up. And so they're doing some things there. And I think it's going to be the one dose. So, you know, who knows if they're going to do it, but at least the option will be there. So we'll go from there. Okay, other pretty good news, and congratulations, by the way, on your capital budget request and granted. Very good. I know the county, I think they were adding it up. I think all told, with all the projects in the county, is well over about 161 plus million. So that's good. The downside of that is I know that I'm wondering who's going to pay the bill eventually for all this stuff, but at the same time, it's out there, and as long as, you know, for many years, Lewis County probably didn't get, you know, as far as in comparison to the other counties. So we're grateful for that. We know that we need infrastructure, and that's a great opportunity. And so congratulations on that. And we also are hiring going through the EDC, a person that is going to coordinate all these different projects. For example, if you need help, we're looking at matching funds opportunity. We did find out, we got the guidelines, the treasury guidelines, which they're more of an outline than anything else. I still won't tell you a lot, but you cannot match, if you get money from the feds, you cannot match state funds with that. So in other words, you have to be really careful. They got some pretty strict guidelines on that. But there are state to state, and we went through this yesterday, and there's just a lot of information there. And I'm going to have to check that today. Richard DeVold, who is our EDC director, has a person in his office, or will have soon, to coordinate with the cities on any of these projects or things that you might have. We're not saying that we have to get involved, but if there's questions that maybe, and he's going to hire someone that does all this stuff. We're trying to leverage all the money that we're getting from the county and potentially help other projects. And so, you know, the matching thing is a big deal, as you guys know. You know, if you just go to them with something and you don't have any matching money, they're going to probably turn you down. So they'll say, if you got skin in the game, they're going to help you out. And we are trying to leverage some of our dollars to help, you know, the counties and the cities with some of these other projects. And Lewis County is getting about 15.7 million. So a lot of it's going to be earmarked for public health, but then a lot of it was mainly it's going to be infrastructure projects. So we're looking at that. We don't have all the answers yet. Becky's on this, but there's a lot more information to come. And next meeting, I'll come back and share some more information with you. So we've got this list out here where it's specifically they can be used for water and infrastructure, broadband. So can I ask a question? How is your broadband over here?
Depends on what part of town you're in.
Yeah, it's spotty.
So for instance, myself, and for City Hall, I know I've got great internet. I mean,
We're supposed to be on
great.
5G down at the cafe.
But a lot of people don't.
What did you guys use?
Well,
They use a CenturyLink, right?
we know there's a broadband, there's broadband money. There's 380 or 90 million. I'm not sure what it is. And we talked to Dale Merton from Toledo Tel, which is probably exactly, we don't know where it is. The PUD asked, because they passed the bill allowing the PUDs to go in the internet business. And so the PUD has asked the county for $1 million because they want to run the highway, the fiber, the highway, I guess, that hooks into the homes. They want to run it out to PL. So, and also Voiceford Valley and out that way. So I think a couple things there. We got people working on it because we really are trying to help everyone to see if there's, if we have these gaps. We know what happened in the school, and there's telemedicine, there's all kinds of things. So it's obviously an emphasis with our not only our state government, also especially the federal government. So we think supposedly they're going to come out with another 2.5 trillion, which I don't even know what the hell 2.5 trillion is, but
I'd like to find out.
anyway, a lot of that is infrastructure. So we anticipate more and more coming, but like anything else, a lot of money coming into the county where you have strings attached to it. You really have to be careful, as you know. You guys know that. I know that the city's going to get some money from the government. So we have to be very careful, but we're going to try to expedite things as quickly as possible and help out not only the county, but also our partners, the city. So more to come on that. Lots of things going on. Pretty crazy, really, in the big picture. So, if anyone has any questions specifically about this, they can just contact Becky at the county. She's the one she's the brains behind all this, and she's the one that talks to Commerce and Treasury pretty much every day to make sure that we are doing what we need to do, so we don't spend it in ways that we're not supposed to. So anyway, there you go. Any questions, I'd be happy to answer them if I can, but it's good to be back, and we'll get back in a little bit of a routine, hopefully. So
Did they say when we're going to get the final guidelines on that new relief money?
well, this is the guidelines right here.
Because they had some last month, but it was pretty gray.
This is right off, this is all we got. This is right off the press.
Okay.
And so I would be happy to leave this here.
Okay. Is that from the Commerce website?
Yeah, it's just the U.S. Department of Treasury. And
Okay.
it's kind of an overview of what can be spent, and I'll just leave that here. You guys can take this.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Gary.
And then you can run copies off it. Gives you a good outline, but like I say, we've been doing this with the last coronavirus stuff, and our finance people are doing a pretty good job. So if you really have any questions, feel free to call Becky. She'll get back to you ASAP if she doesn't answer the phone.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, moving on to city business, item number 1 and only 1. Council to consider resolution 12-2021, attorney services with Inslee, Best, Doozy, and Ryder. So our longtime attorney, Jennifer Robertson, she's worked for Northwest Urban Law for a number of years, and she's actually moving to a different firm. And so if we were to continue utilizing her services, we need a contract with the new firm. She is still going to represent us primarily, and the rates are not changing. So it's just very much other than the contract change and where we send the check and where the bill will come from, it's going to be fairly transparent to the city overall.
Well, I know with some of the wording in here, it says that they might be using other attorneys.
Yeah, so she's gonna be the primary on the account. If she's on vacation or away for some other reason to expedite our whatever we have going on, they might utilize another attorney, but she'd be our main contact. So if anything, we'll have more, because right now I think with Northwest Urban Law, I'm not sure, but I think that's her own private firm. It's like she's a kind of freelance, and that's the name of her firm. So now, if anything, we'll actually have even more representation, and she'll have other people on tap to bounce ideas off of.
Same price.
So it's probably a win-win for us, really.
I'd like to make a motion that we,
Can you, don't get excited.
well, we can always discuss
Calm
it after
down.
I make a motion.
I'm going to discuss it now.
Okay.
So I don't understand why we have her, because she's so far away. And I understand if we have local suits in our local
Mhm.
jurisdiction, then we have to hire these other attorneys down here. She also charges for the same amount of time because she confers with them. So then we have double attorney fees. And, you know, we're kind of her cash cow anyway. So,
Oh, we are not her. cash
yeah,
cow.
well, she's got enough cash out of this community.
She has some much bigger clients that pay a lot more than we do. But
I feel bad for her.
as far as why we use her, you know, we've had her for a number of years now. And she's, you know, intimately familiar with everything going on in the city. So she has that advantage. You know, also she has been an extraordinary attorney. I mean, really, she is always there. She always knows what to do. She's never failed us. And as far as the rates, I know it says $200 an hour, and you look at that and you think, wow, that's a lot. That is not a lot in the municipal attorney business that we're in. So that actually is a really good
I just don't
deal.
understand why we don't have a local attorney. Period.
I wasn't the one that
I know you weren't.
interviewed her and found her all those years ago.
Kim's little friends, you know,
I don't know.
I do. So,
It doesn't matter.
well, you guys are gonna pass it anyway. I just put my 2 cents worth in. Yeah. I'm done. Go ahead. Whatever. Go ahead, Jason.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept resolution 12, 2021 for the attorney services with Inslee, Best, Dozer, and Ryder.
We have a motion by Mr. Daly to approve resolution 12-2021. Do we have a second?
Second,
Seconded by Mr. Parsons. Discussion.
is there any relation to our governor in this city?
I was curious about that too.
I have
I was
No
trying to do
idea.
some research.
I have no idea. I didn't look. I did recognize the name being similar, but it didn't matter to me.
Pretty much the same. Inslee.
Yeah.
There's probably more than one. There may be more than one Inslee in this.
There's,
I'm
it's
sure
not-
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's. at least
Very
15
possible.
dozen in Lee.
A lot of Shaws, a lot of Jason Dailies too.
There's oddly love ladies in Washington. I thought that was unique and strange.
well, it doesn't matter. No. I mean, it's, you guys like the friends and family thing, so this will be a problem.
Yeah, we like that particular.
More discussion.
No, I think
We vote on-
All right, hearing no more discussion. All those in favor of approving resolution 12-2021, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion carries.
No.
Motion carries. Public comment. Jackie, did anyone sign up for public comment?
Dawn Hanson?
Mr. Hanson.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I am Don Hanson, 407 6th Street in Vader, and former City Council member. I wish to address some items that surround my home. Number one is C Street. The new home construction was neat and tidy grass area, and I kept it mowed for the last 15 years. Now it's a mud mound the length of the street. Water runoff is heavy in the heavy rain into my side yard and water into my laundry room slab on grade floor. Need to level the dirt and plant some grass. Number two, new house at the end of C Street has an aquifer, and they put in an underground well with a sump pump and ran a line from there out to the ditch in front of my home along 6th Street. Need to install a culvert pipe in the ditch. I'm concerned about mosquitoes in the warm weather because there's still water coming out of that sump pump water. Number three, house behind me to the south. It's the old Carlson house. It's sold. The owner hired a contractor to renovate the house. He took all the interior cabinets, paneling, appliances out and piled them in the front yard. Can't lick my finger with the mask. The owner received a stop work notice as he had no permits, and he told the contractor to continue the work, but the contractor quit because there were no permits. Now all the debris is still piled up in the yard, grass is a foot high, and old remains of a motorhome are there also. And I've seen rodents running around the yard also. So we need to clean that up. Number 4, the house south of Carlson's is a Todd's house. And the people using his front yard for a garbage dump needs to clean that up too. And I thank you for your time. On a side note, if anybody's interested in the COVID shots, I was at the Safeway store today, the small one on Market Street, and they're offering shots with no appointments. You can walk in and you shouldn't be more than 15 or 20 minutes at the most to get your shot. So if you're interested, I thought I'd bring it by.
Great, thank you. Mr. Hanson, can you leave that list with our clerk? Or, and yeah, could you do that?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, that way we can have a good record of it too, along with our notes.
If you can read my hieroglyphics. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have they leveled that dirt? I thought they leveled that
It's
dirt.
still a big mountain. When they ran the sewer line from 6 back to the houses,
Right.
they dug a big trench. Well, they took all
Well,
the dirt,
I
piled it up.
I drive down
Still a
7 and I
mountain.
looked down that.
And so it's a swale that runs toward my
I thought that they leveled it. Okay. I get you.
Any other public comment?
That's it, that's on here.
Okay. Anybody else that didn't sign up that wants to speak? All right.
So can I ask a question?
You're a member of the public.
Okay, well, what's the housing, Winlock is exploding, and you guys border Winlock basically, so my guess is that things are picking up out here.
It's true. Yeah, we've had more new houses in the last year and a half than we've had in
The only
years
thing
and years
that's
and years and years.
stopping us now is our sewer. We don't have no more sewer hookups.
Yep, yeah, so Ecology would rather us not have any more new connections to our existing sewer plant, which is why we haven't issued any more permits right now. So that's all gonna change this year. We have had a couple of different inquiries from developers talking about 30 homes here, 20 homes there, within the city limits, once we're able to do that. So obviously, there's been no plans because we can't issue permits, but there's people looking at the city.
Mhm.
Well, it's a nice place to live.
Thank you.
Used to be.
Try to keep it that way.
We want to keep it that way.
You haven't ever lived here. So I have a question. Is that why you want to do something with 4th and 5th Street up there? I heard a rumor
Fourth and fifth.
that Matt Allison sold his place.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we were talking.
All
about
of that
doing-
property.
I heard they wanted to
that you
sell
were
that.
Talking about,
Oh.
that you wanted the roads to go in.
Oh, well, that property's for sale up there. It'd be nice to have the roads there since we have right of way. Also, I think Matt's on record. He's come to the city hall a few times and said that he wants us to run roads up there, which is not our responsibility necessarily unless we wanted to. So that area could get developed up there, but it's one of the areas that people want to develop.
Well, he caused us not to get a development up there one time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there are different areas. There's been talk more back by Alcorn Court. There's been talk up north in the north end of town. It's just talk though. There's no plan. So I mean,
No, I'm just wondering why you mentioned those streets that aren't in. Is that why? Because you've been hearing.
well, one of the reasons why. Also,
That's why I
there
wanna know.
are existing right of ways where there are no streets. So it would behoove the city to put streets in our right of ways to make the areas accessible.
Okay, so then what's going to happen now where Dawn was talking about?
Yeah, that's
C
6th Street.
Street there, that's
Did we,
just a mess.
The C Street right of way?
Right.
did we
Right.
take that back? Is that, or?
No, that's the
It
city.
was anyway.
No, that's the right of way. C Street.
So we, anyway.
Okay, yeah, that C Street's a city right of way. And so, yeah, the majority, probably some of it has leaked over onto private property. But majority of the mess is on the city right of way. And we did talk to the developer, and he came out and he did knock down the piles that were there after that. He said he would have been waiting for the drier weather, because if he had come out there with his skids and things like that, he would have just caused more problems. So, but it is still pretty rocky and rough out there. I wanted to discuss with them leveling it out and maybe putting some topsoil on there and seeding it.
Who is that contract?
It's Elwood. Yeah, Elwood did the last house on C Street. But yeah, it's not a done deal. We're all still talking. Yeah, part of the excavation permit that all these developers sign is that they will return the area to the same or better condition. That's the exact sentence that's in there. It's very black and white. And so we can hold that to them, right? So.
Well, he's got to apply for a lot more permits around
Yeah,
here. I'm sure.
he has a lot of say.
Yeah, there's a lot.
He needs to comply.
He needs
Yep.
to do that, yeah.
Yep,
Because he
absolutely.
was really messy
Yeah.
over on D Street.
We gotta clean this up.
Over here.
Well, they came back and they did a lot of like straw, and I think they put some topsoil on there, and I think
Yeah,
they
and
seeded it.
and to their benefit, they've been very, very receptive. Anytime we get a hold of them, like the next day, we see the issue taken care of. You know, so they don't give us the runaround.
So
So
he's
they've
not ignoring us.
no, they've been great to work with, really, really. So I know the public comment. We're kind of moving into elected official comment. Any other elected official comments?
I want to say welcome to Rachel,
Welcome, Rachel.
your neighbor. And is it nice?
Pardon?
Nice, isn't it?
Well, technically, they were.
Seriously.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Oh, does she live in Takesha's old house?
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was one I
C
get.
Street.
yeah, it's a real cool house.
C.
In Takesha's old house. Yeah, Takesha lived there in the park with you.
Mayor's son used to live.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The mayor's son, yeah.
Oh, you're right behind my house. Okay.
You look close.
Way by my big side.
Yeah. I watched you mow your lawn the other. Oh, anyway, we're getting way out.
I was mowing my lawn today, that's why I'm just like,
Yeah.
I just came out of the forest.
You're an animal. I've mowed that lawn before.
It's joy. My dog was joy.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, well, if I don't hear any more elected official comment then, this meeting is adjourned at 6:49 PM. Thank you, everybody.
Happy life.